see you tonight for Mythic or next time or whatever. Okay. I know how to raid. I've done it many times.
What was the name of that series? Like Dark the one with the puppets, like the
Dark
bird
Crystal?
puppet. Dark Crystal, yeah.
Oh. The bird puppets. Yeah. Those guys?
Yeah.
Skeksis.
I don't know who it was. I have a friend that like I'm not allowed to make the Skeksy sounds in front of because it was a childhood trauma. So
Was that series also from Jim Henson?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Same studio.
Yeah. Disney bought it, I think, and well, they bought all of Jim Henson's stuff. But who was it that made a TV series of Dark Crystal and it won like a ton of awards? And then after one season, they were like, "Yeah, we're done."
I think it was on Netflix.
Right?
Oh, it was during the Netflix Disney breakup. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, and Disney torpedoed it because they wanted to have all their own toys back. Yeah. My next door neighbor, Eddie, in middle school, he and I combined all our Legos into one huge Lego collection. We built a city of Legos. Then we had a falling out over a girl, Kim Grossenheider. And it was like a divorce. We were trying to figure out whose Legos were whose. It was no, obviously I made that name up. Yeah, we never provide real names at all. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but that's obviously not a real name. Please don't Google it. So anyways, let's get to it.
We'll edit in post.
We never do. We can't afford to edit and post. I looked it up. It's very expensive. All right. Well, we only got an hour of full group, so let me get the music going, and then we'll get to work on this. Let's see. All right, Faxpiration. With our new Faxpiration table, 148 possible results. No, wait, 484. That sounds better. 471. The higher they are, the worse they are. So let's go. 471 is a moral quandary, the forbidden knowledge. The party finds ancient texts that contain powerful arcane knowledge, which could protect their homeland from impending war. However, the texts are guarded by a sect that believes such knowledge is too dangerous and must be kept secret, even at a great cost. Does your character respect the sect's secrets or take the knowledge to use for their own people's defense?
Okay, so like we're from the real world. We're from the United States.
Yeah.
So
Some of you are.
we found knowledge. We found knowledge that the CIA is keeping secret. Like, is that what's happening
We
here?
learn about Area was it 64?
I think of it more like there's like a plot line. I think it was in Skyrim where there's like an order of monks that are like, this is forbidden magic. We can't let it loose in the world, but like you're hired to go get it anyways. Yeah, and like you either have to steal or murder hobo this knowledge away for the benefit of your people, but you're disrespecting these other people to get it. So this isn't like, yeah, that's the situation. Essentially, would you stomp all over another culture and their beliefs to protect your own culture? Would you ignore the warnings of this culture and possibly endanger the world at large at a later date to find an immediate solution for your people right now? Yeah, so that's the general gist of it, I think. So while you're ruminating on that, and I try to remember to put the music on, would anybody like to give us a recap for a recapspiration? It was a pretty beefy session last week. A lot happened. Anybody up for the task? Anyone? Award-winning journalist Daniel? Anyone available? Oh man, Daniel rolling a D100 for this shit.
Sorry.
Oh.
Wrong button.
I was doing the math there. I was like, a 45. I think that's a 9.
I was right.
I was
Yeah.
writing my notes like people
I would
like do your
a
math homework on the bus on the way to school.
Oh shoot!
Like,
All right,
oh.
going once, going twice. Is Daniel gonna win on a 1? All right, Daniel wins on a 1.
Oh,
wait! We have something new. All right, going once.
Ooh.
Spicy. All right,
I
go
like
for it.
it.
Wow.
That is my money's worth.
Your one word.
Go for it.
Fair enough. Dear Diary, last time. Oh, did we lose someone?
No, I
I
don't think
think
so.
Music Box. That was the Music Box, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kenku Bot finally showed up for work.
Okay, I didn't want to start when someone wasn't listening.
Oh no, yeah, go for it.
All right. Last time on Curse of Strahd Daybreak. Dear Diary, werewolves do not waste time. As soon as Emil's challenge was accepted, the entire pack proceeded to, climb up the mountain. Sans, Madame Zeroni, to their arena. High up on the cliffs. But thanks to some, quick thinking by Anna and a little bit of rope, we were able to get up there and attend. As always, Shane provided, excellent overwatch, in case, shit goes sideways, which happens sometimes. Man, I was not prepared for just how many werewolves there were. When the moon, it's just, there's so many and just all that feralness. It's like, when I started thinking, like, when the moon rose tonight, like, would they accept me? Is this what I'm becoming part of? But after that, few words were wasted as Emil and Kirill, started to tear into each other. It was brutal. We were, jeering and cheering, and on both ends, trying to give our champion the advantage. But in the end, Emil was victorious. Kirill's mate Bianca tried to interfere, but she was restrained. Another of Kirill's loyalists, also tried to interfere, but she was torn to pieces. Holy shit. As Emil reveled in his victory and started the process of licking his wounds, Anna decided to make a power play. She gave Emil a choice: bend the knee or die. Emil laughed, Anna didn't. It's at this point it started to get really tense, as if it hadn't already. But in a baller move, Zaluka, she elected to fight in Emil's place. There was a collective gulp as the werewolves of the north gathered closer and closer, eager to sate their bloodlust. It was, I gotta say though, it was breaking my heart to watch them enter the circle. But I was starting to believe, that Anna would, she was going to do anything to knock a crown off any head she saw. Especially Emil's. His blades whirled and claw bites exploded on the battlefield. All hope for the Walking Dead seemed lost. I felt a deep, angry desperation fill me. As electricity, began to fill my veins. I was going to make them stop, even if I had to kill them all. Fate, however, had other plans. The clouds parted, revealing a night sky and a full moon, in the middle of the day. Mother Night had come to watch her children play, and I was not ready. It hurt, Diary. I won't lie to you. The change, it was like being tossed into a wood chipper on one end and being squeezed through an extruder on the other end. A red haze came over me, and all I could feel was the rage, the violence, the absolute release of control. But in the end, I found myself still Daniel, whatever that means. Outside, the battle for the pack continued. I had to stop it. There had been too much killing, and killing each other was how we lose. So I did the only thing I could think of, the only thing that worked. Ever seems to work. I begged for them to stop. Maybe it was my impassioned cry that reached them, or maybe they themselves had grown weary of bloodshed. But they did stop. But on the condition that we leave. They declared they would, Emil declared, they would stand with us against the Dark Lord if we went that route. But the Walking Dead were no longer welcome in their territory. So with heavy hearts, we packed up our shit and went to go. Zaluka, however, she did offer to let me stay, and I'm gonna be honest, my heart wanted to, to finally be part of a family, a real family, strange and as brutal and barbaric as they seem, but I couldn't. My work out there in the greater world wasn't done. But I tried to leave Zaluka with some parting advice. I thanked her for giving me the choice to join her family, but to be wary of or mindful of offering that choice to anyone else. Because Emil kind of wants to just raid everyone and just turn everyone to werewolves. So we feel. So from there we left. We were with Ilya, the child, the burgomaster's child. We got him. So we got that all tied up. So we went back to Kresik, where we met with the burgomaster and Whiteclaw and the burgomaster's wife. They set up in the longhouse, and there we are awaiting a feast, where Darius said that now was a good time to talk, and that is what happened last week on Curse of Strahd.
Good stuff. Add a recapspiration, sir.
On a captain.
All right. Would anybody like to answer the moral quandary of forbidden knowledge? Would you stomp all over another culture to save your culture, possibly endangering the world at a later date? Got a Shane in the lead with a 14. Going once. Going twice. Oh, man. I've never seen people so eager to answer a moral quandary. All right. Going once, going twice. Sold to Shane Masters. Oh, wait. I got this new tool. What am I doing? Muscle memory. Hold on. Noise.
Hair's so pretty.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I would. I respect, boundaries and other people's cultures and their wishes. So if they deem it too dangerous, then I imagine they would know. So I will find some other way to save Milwaukee.
Respect other cultures. That's not very 1980 of you.
Well, maybe his time with Mackenzie has changed him.
He's
All
your
right.
atypical biker.
Oh, okay. Lot of masking back in the real world from Shane Masters. All right, but here you're free to be whoever you want to be, buddy. You don't have to hide yourself. You have all these warm and accepting teammates. It's great. All right, with all of that settled, you guys have a lot of talking out to do. Is there a background scene that would be the most appropriate? Are you guys having this conversation in the lodge, or are you having it like outside? Like, where's the?
I'd say the lodge.
Okay. All right. I was looking at your robust assortment of NPCs, and I was like, man, Nightfall would be so jealous of your 1, 2, 3 NPCs. It's getting hard over there. It's getting real hard over there. All right.
They wish they had clean sweep.
I think everybody does. I think we need a clean sweep plushie in the shop. Like we gotta get on that. All right. Let's see. We could put it next to the Cyber the Brass on the shelf. It'd be great. Size 250. Yes. And activate. All right. What kind of you want business music, like business meeting music? You want tense negotiations? You want something light and, you want like coffee shop? What are you guys looking for in the background here?
Probably business music.
Oh, business. Okay. Business meeting music. Perfect. 1 hour of business music.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
What does it even sound like? Oh, Jesus. regret everything.
Let's have the biggest talk of the campaign with this music in the background. Thanks, Darius. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get the serious vibe that we need. Hold on.
This could have been an email.
Office Jazz. Office
Better.
Jazz. Okay.
Better.
All right.
Somehow someone found a record player that jumped into this world.
Alrighty, take it away, y'all. I'm just here to listen. I'll answer questions as Irenia and Taltos if you have them for me, and then if you have meta questions, of course, I'll answer them. But this is really, it's your game. It's a sandbox game. At this point, the 3 Curse of Strahd timelines are so radically different from each other, it is mind-blowing.
Darius will just kind of sit down near his chair or whatever. So, what was the point of us going there?
I was hoping that we'd be able to curb the future influence of the werewolves. They're a slight problem now. They attack people. They fight with the Kavani. In the future, especially united, and especially with him gone, they're going to be a scourge upon this land. I was hoping we'd figure out some way to slow that, or prevent that, or pit them against each other.
I mean, if we wanted them gone, we had many chances to do that. We could have taken out Luca when we first met her. Could have done it at the castle. Could have done it at the tower when Emil decided to run off half-cocked. Could have left him to go die. So why at the front doorstep?
If Emil runs off half-cocked and is killed easily, there is no division. Everyone sees that he was the weak one. If Zaluka comes to us and dies, things continued as they were. Emil in prison, and the werewolves mostly united. If we'd been able to do something to split them, or if we'd been able to do something where both presumed leaders died, either with someone more amenable, like Zaluka coming into power, or with them all just slaughtering each other, trying to find who was the strongest, I feel that would have been better for the land. Emil and his insane plan to turn everyone that he possibly can into a wolf is... It won't work. His plan won't work. I'm sure of that. But what it will do is cause untold hardship and chaos across all of Barovia. I'm afraid that as soon as the devil is gone, the whole country will just need to enter a war against the werewolves. And I wanted to give this place a chance to finally not have to battle something.
So are we looking at trying to install a new leader? Someone like White Claw or Dimitri or Roderick even?
I think our current chance to do so has passed. And I think we'll just have to wait for another opportunity if that's something we decide that we want to pursue. For now, I think maybe we just have a bigger game.
I'll just to throw this out there as a counterpoint that the longer we wait, the more Zaluka and Emil get comfortable and the tribe gets used to their leadership again. So it will be harder, but probably more appropriate.
If they get comfortable, it's more likely they'll slip up. I think they're probably on full guard at the moment. I know at one point we wanted to try to drive a wedge between Zaluka and Emil, and there was some of that still there, like when Emil had started to speak up and Zaluka shot him that look. I'm surprised he didn't just die on the spot, really, but I don't think there's enough separation there for anything to come of it, especially not that he's back in charge now.
And what do you think about this, Daniel? Seems you kind of joined their pack a little bit.
Yeah, about that. Oh, thanks. I think we don't have to worry about it so bad. I mean, Tiernan's right. I mean, with Zaluka, I mean, Emil might have these ambitions, but I think Zaluka will temper them. I think if Emil had been freed, a month and a half ago, I wouldn't be able to say that, but I think just by our influence, we might have influenced her. I mean, and kind of, growls or does that little like werewolf like underground. It's like, I chose this because she gave me the choice. She didn't have to do that. She could have come to each of us in our sleep when our backs were turned, and we'd all be, something else by now, but she didn't.
That's not what she said her plan was for the valley.
Well, she repeated Emil's plan, but it's when she was upset, and there has been other times where it doesn't seem like she agrees with that. But now that she's back with the pack, and now that she's back permanently with Emil, I don't know if our influence, as you put it, I don't know if it'll stick.
I also want to say real quick that from my overlook, I could see the battlefield pretty clearly and get a good view. And I noticed you all cheering on the combatants. Didn't look like everybody was on the same side.
You're right. We weren't on the same side. I thought I was helping our ally, who was supposed to be helping us. I don't know how everyone else felt at that time.
I don't trust him.
I don't either.
Then we should have dealt with her long ago. Anna, you've been quiet.
Anna's been quiet ever since you guys left the werewolf lair. In a very un-Anna-like response, she doesn't look you in the eyes, Darius. And she says, I believe what Tiernan said is true. Emil was our ally until he won the fight. Now he's not. And he would not be, because he has his own goals that do not align with ours. And Zaluka chose love over us. Anyway, it doesn't matter anymore. It's done.
But you bring up a good point. What are our goals? Is it taking down Infamous Castle?
I want to free this land from him, and I want the land... I want it to not be controlled by someone. No one should have that much sway. I don't know if it's not bound to someone. However, then it's free to be bound again. I don't know which is worse. To leave it up for grabs, or to burden someone and the land itself with another binding.
I guess Darius takes a glance at Anna, seeing what her reaction is to those words.
She's not really paying attention to what's being said. Again, very unanalog.
Darius, all you say that you've wanted in pursuit of this strength and power that you've been gaining, all you say that you wanted is to see him dead. Is that still it?
That's probably the motivating factor, yeah.
And what does your passenger want? We've been around them long enough to know they all have something they want to. What does he want? It want?
You don't want to be here anymore. Simple as that. And you know Darius's charisma is horrible. He's not hiding that at all.
I support the powers no longer being here. I just am worried for where they will go. I don't know. Do we just rid them from here and say that they're not our problem? They weren't native to this land, so they don't belong here, and so really we're just returning things to how they should be if we let them go? That seems like false platitudes to keep us from feeling bad for whatever happens to wherever they go next. And where they go next, do they go to where they came from? Or do they go wherever they want? In which case, are we willing for the other place that they go to be home? We don't have anything that could do anything against so many of these entities.
Right
if you
now,
think here is bad, here at least they have gods. Here at least they have this magic. If they go home, what are we going to do? Shoot it with a tank? We're going to nuke it? Do they even care about such things? Would that even affect them?
right now these things are bound. They can only seem to have influence and affect you if you let them in. And then they corrupt you, they change you. Setting them free when we don't even know their real purpose and intentions, that seems careless at best.
I wonder if Van Richten knows if any of them have been freed in the past. Like, if this cycle has continued so many times, and if this has been happening for so long, and for none of them to have escaped, is there some sort of failsafe in place, or are they all just very unlucky? What are they only able to communicate with outsiders? The devil himself isn't native, judging from the book. He's from outside of this region. Maybe the people of here are inoculated against these somehow. And if so, is it something that we can expand? And if not, why haven't they been imbued with these gifts? And why haven't they freed these entities before now, if that was the case?
Irenia tentatively raises a hand.
Yes?
Well, regarding has it ever happened before, were there not hints that this is some sort of cycle that keeps being reset? Maybe they have been freed, but when this cycle gets reset, they are pulled back? Everything is reset, including their imprisonment?
What would have the power to do such a thing? I think the fact that there's a cycle terrifies me more than this being some design of the devil's instead. It's something has done this to this place and those things. And the strength, the power that would take seems astronomical.
No, Taltos raises his hand.
Yes, I don't have to call on you.
Well, I no offense to any of you, but none of you use magic. The magic that I wield is nothing compared to the magic of the Archdruids of old, or the magic that is wielded by the Dark Lord and his allies. There is magic stronger even than that. There are spirits and gods that are beyond the powers and understanding of mortals. Everything that is and was and will be had to be made by something. Reality was made. Is it so crazy to think that maybe something of that power endorses or encourages or created this situation to keep these beings away from everything else? A small price to pay for the protection of many, you might say.
That would make sense, but I'm uncertain why the prison would then be seated with mortals who apparently have the opportunity to help those things escape. But if the cycle resets once that's been done, then I suppose that's just another built-in part of the prison. Is it keeps them all from working together because they think they can influence these mortals to get out.
I mean, Irenaeus says, even the best kept garden grows weeds. Maybe when it was set up, they had all the best intentions of keeping it isolated and safe, but that is all things. And then, well, life happens.
Life finds a way.
She kind of cocks her head and she says, I don't know if that is how I would put it, but I'm saying that I don't think it was ever considered that the people of the area would be a concern, but maybe because there was the Order of Arkenvost and they were set up as guardians of temple, so perhaps they knew it would be an issue. All things require work, all things have risk. I don't think it is fair what they did to the people of these lands to come here and bring such terrible evils. But I also don't think that it would be right to release them upon other worlds either. Is it Barovia's destiny to bear the burden of their imprisonment to the betterment of all other worlds?
Should our goal be to just get everyone out and just leave Strahd to be the ruler of this place as he wishes, just not over anyone?
When you say that, Daniel says he's not the ruler, though. He's the warden.
I think he's both warden and prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
Head prisoner, perhaps.
Without a warden, though, I mean, what happens to the prison?
Inmates run it. That's
Seems like that's what's happening already.
Any prison movie. Well, I guess if we want to actually learn more about this stuff, we'd have to go to the temple ourselves. Otherwise, we're just grasping at straws here, just guessing.
With 3 of you infected, I don't know if heading in there is a good plan. I think you're right, though. I think that's where we'll learn the most about this. I suppose this brings us to another of the points that you said you wanted to talk about here. We don't seem to freely exchange information in the way we once did. I'm not just meaning you and I, Darius, all of us together. We started this with a singular purpose, and well, I guess our first purpose was just escape the Death House alive. But after that, it became trying to do some good. Anna's way of doing this was to try to become queen. Darius, you and I just wanted to see this place better slightly on our way home. Daniel, Shane, I don't know what Daniel, your initial plan here was to steal from the devil. Shane, I'm not sure what yours was, but
I've been pretty clear.
Well, I know now you just want to retire to Krezk. And I think that's a good goal, but if we're going to have any chance of doing any of these things, I think we all need to try to once again trust each other. We need to be open about our plans. We need to be open about our passengers. And that goes for me as much as the three of you. Otherwise, I think we're just doomed to fail.
And we can see that already. Cold Shoulders are probably more coordinated than us. Look what happened to them. Whatever group of Roderick and his cronies were part of.
Lily hates what's happened to her, you can tell. And the little one wasn't a big fan either. Roderick serves but hates Strahd, it looks like. I don't...
And they were people who actually had magic and abilities.
Maybe this is what happened to them. This same thing. They were weakened from within until the point where they collapsed and Strahd just picked up the pieces. Put them where he needed them. Sort of continued to assemble his giant jigsaw puzzle that is Barovia. If we could get them to candidly speak with us, but I don't know if, as much as they hate him, I don't know if they can or would. But if we could figure out what pitfalls they encountered, we might be able to more easily avoid them.
So I'm going to ask a simple question. And this, I guess, can be to anyone in the room who wants to answer. You still trust me?
I never stopped trusting you, Darius. I just... Especially with the influence the Fanes have on me, it's very difficult to trust you to stay you with your passenger and the influence they're able to exert.
Well, I've always been an actions speak better than words kind of person. So if my actions ever do something that betrays that, definitely let me know.
I trust all of you, explicitly.
Fuck, can you reveal that, Crash? This is for me.
Oh, for you to do what?
I'm trying to decide whether I've noticed how, with how much I'm concentrated on the other discussion, whether I've noticed how much not Anna is being.
Oh, okay. Here, I'll send it to you real quick. I think there's a way to send a check while still being able to see what the check is, but maybe not with the mods I have installed.
I might be able to do like a self-blind roll or something like
also,
that.
I can't
think about it.
Oh, here you are. Y'all keep changing your usernames. I know life is a ongoing discovery of self, but like, you could... I think you should get it at birth and not be able to change it. So, just what it's randomly determined by a machine, and that's just your username forever. There's nothing you can do about it. We'll get there eventually. Once we get corpo enough, you'll be able to buy a new username, but it costs like $10,000.
When they start installing barcodes on our fucking necks.
Excuse me, it's called a social security number, and we've had them for a while. All right.
Yeah, so Tiernan looks at Anna and he's like, Anna, something is bothering you. I think maybe our first step on this path of truth should perhaps be explaining what that is.
Nothing matters anymore. The prophecy's not true. The things that I learned in the tower everything that I know is wrong. And if that's wrong, I don't know if we can do anything here. And if we can't change anything or do anything, what's the point of me being here?
You mean Madame Ava's prophecy?
Yes. I believed until we read what was in that book. And then at the werewolves, and none of it happened. And you're not special. And I'm not special.
Prophecy's a funny thing, Anna, because they're never really true until they're done. And they never mean what you think they mean. They're basically useless.
So why were we told this? Is it just hope? Is it all just false hope?
It's only false hope if nothing comes of it. Hope in and of itself is already a positive. Whether it's true or not, what matters is how the hoper feels. Hope's just a feeling. So if you feel hopeful, then it's true hope. There's no such thing as false hope.
Doesn't feel like it's true hope. It feels like one big mistake.
Hey, Rinya.
Yes?
That, holy simple. How's it feeling right now? Because when I held that thing, well, I felt like things could at least be better.
It feels like carrying the only torch on a very windy, rainy night. At least until Shane found that statue in the castle. I have kept quiet for a long time. Partly because I am afraid of something happening to Tiernan if I upset one of you. And I am worried about something happening to you if you were to do something to me. But if we are really going to sit here and talk this out, then I will risk it. And she looks to you, Anna. And she says, "You are the ghost of a girl who escaped an eternity of suffering. You have cheated death time and again, and you have performed acts of great and terrible heroics. And if you don't think that that is special enough, Anna, then you will never feel special enough. I don't know who hurt you so badly that you cannot see your own worth, but everyone here does, or they would have turned away from you long ago. You don't need the musings of a stupid old woman to make you special. You make yourself special. Your indomitable will has made you special. No one else. Not your stupid dark passenger, not your schemes, not your destiny, your prophecy, but you. The core of you is what is special. Or you would still be trapped in that endless nightmare inside that house. Or you would be buried deep in those mines. As for the rest of you, divided, we will accomplish nothing. There are 3 mines here. Tiernan and Taltos, they serve the land. But that is difficult, for he is ancient, and he is the land. It is unlikely he would want to give up his power to those not in his service. And so Tiernan and Taltos, what they seek, it will likely lead to death. Shane and I would seek to bring the light back to this land of darkness. But I know in my heart that is something that some of you, perhaps because of those who have made deals with, perhaps because of those who have saved you and you feel indebted to them, whatever the relationship is that you have with the darkness, you cannot abide the light any longer. And then there are the rest who say that they work together, but perhaps only because they seek their own selfish ambitions. And to be fair, all our ambitions are selfish if they are not aligned with each other. For we are simply wasting each other's time, our resources, and we are endangering each other's lives, pulling in so many directions and going nowhere. It does not matter how shameful what you want is. We should hear it here and now, that we might find a way forward together. I love you, Tiernan, but I'm not sure that what you want is necessarily the right path, and I'm not sure that these feigns can be trusted. So I suppose I'm asking, what is it that you need or want? And if there is nothing, then what is stopping you from helping the others? And then she just leans against the wall, shaking.
Hannah will go hug Irene.
What?
All right, as you move over to hug her, she does tense a moment, but then allows it. You feel the holy symbol of Ravenkind in between the two of you, and you do feel the bite of its radiance.
Hannah said worse.
Mm.
She will whisper to Irene, I'm sorry I've been jealous of you for so very, very long. But what you said was true. I don't want to hurt any of the boys, and I want to help them. That's it. Do we want to tell them that I'm going to die?
Are you still whispering to her?
Yes.
She says, nothing is for certain. So no. And besides, Anna, everyone dies. There is nothing to be ashamed of.
He looks at the rest of you expectantly.
Tiernan, 100% having heard that, just looks at you and gives like a small nod, like. All right, cards on the table. I want the land. I want the land free. I want to destroy these. I want to hunt down these beasts. I want to conduct these rituals. I don't think freeing the land is in direct opposition with the goal of bringing back the light, or with the goal of dethroning the tyrant. I'm hesitant about putting someone else in his place that will do something similar. I don't know what happens after he's gone. That's me, I guess. Who's next?
Oh, I should have thrown this up. There we go. It's a new tool. I don't know the timing yet, and there's no hotkey for it. So.
No hotkey.
No.
What do you want, Darius?
Goal hasn't changed. Knock the guy off his perch, and then bounce. I told Irene and Tiernan the other day, or other night. I don't mind having to be the monster if I have to be the one. Or, I don't mind being the monster if that's what's needed to get that done. So I was with them to the finish line, if need be. Hence, he just flicks one of the horns.
Okay. Talto says, you won't be able to leave with your passenger unless they are freed or defeated. I don't know how you plan to bounce, because you are bound here.
Guess I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. that ain't the first goal at the moment.
But your intention is to leave, even if that means freeing your passenger?
The devil talks of a way to free oneself of their bargain. If he thinks it's possible, maybe it really is, and we can use that to help Darius get home.
I'll be honest, I haven't thought that far ahead. I just know that's what I want.
After Mac, it seemed like the getting home afterwards became less important to you. Is that something that you still actively want, or is that just something that, well, I guess if I make it through this, that's my next goal?
That's probably my first goal in the beginning when she was still here. But yeah, it's probably been pushed to the back for now. If anyone was to get out of this, I wanted it to be her.
Daniel, what do you want?
God, I'm tired. You know what I want? I want to stop looking over my shoulder. I want to go a full day without being scared. I want to try out this new werewolf deck. I mean, come on. You know, but what I want is I want to avoid spending the eternity climbing into the Dark Lord's window. You know, I want us to find a way to escape this cycle. You know, look at you, Tiernan, but you'll say, it's not really a cycle, though, is it? I mean, you've read the same things we've read. You've taken a look. Tell me you haven't taken a look at the people. Barovia is dying. Slowly. Boringly, uneventfully. It is dying. It is a sinking ship. Filling up with the dead and the hollow, and he knows that. That's why he's leaving. You know, But I think the only way we can do anything, I don't want to do anything unless it matters. I mean, we could go back and forth, battle, try to free the land, but it's all gonna come back unless we figure out why. I mean, all we're doing here is looking at the symptoms, and he'll focus on the other EMT in the room with that. We're treating the symptoms, not the course. Barovia's a prison. Why is it a prison? Is it a prison for the Dark Lord? These powers? We have to find the root of the problem, and otherwise it's just gonna spiral down to nothing. Whether or not he leaves, one of us takes his place. We try to escape. Unless we can find the root cause, nothing else we're gonna do matters.
I mean, you're absolutely right, but continuing with the treating the symptoms analogy, sometimes the symptoms are so severe that if you don't treat them, the patient will die before the disease kills them. The underlying cause. We need to at least we need to triage first, and then
We've been doing that. We've been running around like chickens, doing whatever we can and whatever people ask of us, and we have to start looking at the big question, and maybe that will lead us to the Amber Temple. Maybe we gotta just stop for a second, but why?
So who do we need to talk to? Like, where can we find at least clues towards this? So there's Van Richten. He might know more if we pose more specific questions. There's maybe Jenny has some sort of inkling.
I think that avenue might be closed, but I mean, there's the Abbot. There's the witch in the wood. Miss Babalazaga, maybe.
The dragon. If we were able to free him.
The Dusk Elves. Everyone who's been here the longest. Christ, I kind of wish we didn't let Kirill die, because I think he knew this too. That's why he was bringing kids in. Fresh souls. That's the only thing keeping this place going. I mean, that's why the Vistani are bringing people in. I mean, not just outsiders to help the Dark Lord, but fresh souls. More prisoners for the prison. I guess that's what I want. Figure out what makes Barovia prison and fix it.
Okay.
Clean sweep, what do you want?
I got you.
Nice.
Shane, you with us?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear anyone talk to me.
Yeah, we were. You got anything to add?
Was I asked a specific question?
Just for your goal.
Yeah.
Since fate threw me into this land, I've seen suffering and despair that would break lesser men. But I've also seen courage in, well, most of you, in the faces of those we've sworn to protect. It's that courage that fuels my purpose, that helps me find my way through this darkness. I aim to restore Barovia, to rid it of the evil that Strahd has woven into its very soil. This land, its people, they deserve a chance at a good life, one filled with sunlight again and hope, not perpetual twilight and fear. My heart is set on freeing the soul of Argynvost, whose light was snuffed out and twisted into darkness. I want to return his skull to Argynvost, relight the beacon, and rid this land of its shadows. To restore and free the souls of the paladins there if possible, allowing them peace after so many years and centuries of torment. Once that peace returns, when the children of this land can once again laugh freely under a clear sky, as you said, I want to come back here, make my home in Kresik, to help build a community where trust replaces fear, where we can look to the future rather than lament the past. I want us to be united, if that's even possible, and not lose our humanity in the process. Because while I want all this, I do believe that everything has a cost. Hope has a cost. And there are some things that, well, I'm not willing to pay. But I believe it's possible. That is what I want.
Seems to line up with a lot of the rest of you.
So, get this done. What's your next move?
Is that just did the group?
Yep, let's do the group.
Let's see
Also, he knows with the multiple mentions of, Strahd this past hour.
Roderick was at the fight, so he told me straight up that he was there to report back to him of what was going on. So I imagine he knows everything that transpired already. I propose that if we all seem to be aligned, that we make our way to Solenka Pass, find these rituals, so that we can free the land and separate one thing from another. And if we're then able to deal with Argynvost, we make that call then. There's also, of course, the issue of the last stone, which I believe is on the way there or back, depending on what we want to do.
And both of those things align with not only freeing the land and bringing back the light, but also with learning more about this cycle or downward spiral, as it may be.
Okay. Can we go to the feast first, though? Because I am starving. Daniel kind of raises his hand at that.
Yeah, I guess. So what, we rest up here for a couple days and then head south?
Sounds like a plan. If we are going to stay here for another night, I should probably be open with you all of my intentions, since that's where we said we would go from now on. I'd like to go up the hill and learn more about the Morning Lord, if I can.
What if he attacks you, Shane?
I'll go with him. He seems to like me.
If you're sure, Daniel, I don't want to put you necessarily at risk, but I don't think he would see me as a threat, at least not initially, Anna. So I'm banking on that he won't attack me, but of course I have been wrong before. I feel it's a risk I should take, but I don't want to put any of you at risk. So if you all think I should not do that because of risks to our mission or to you, that I won't. But it is something I really do want to do.
Well, you can let him know of our plans to bring back Son. We can ask him more questions about the cycle. Maybe he'll have some sort of insight as the powerful celestial being that he is. I think this aligns fairly well with what people have said. But on the subject of visiting people in town, I think perhaps, Daniel, you should talk to Dimitri.
Gulp.
He is a good man, Daniel. He could help you with your gift.
Maybe to help make sure that you stay you.
Yeah. He kind of puts his hand to his side where he got shot twice last time. One thing at a time.
Okay. It sounds like it is worth it to risk 2 of your group to go up the hill, unless you guys are trying to convince Daniel to go talk to Dimitri while Shane is going up the hill.
2 of you motherfuckers want to get rid of me?
Wow, sir, that's some very strong language. They're in character right now. So they're in character.
Oh, sorry, that was an out of character aside. Oh, nope, that didn't happen.
Oh my
That was
god!
very violent.
Oh my god, he shot the camera bat? Who was he aiming at? Oh man. No witnesses, and the bat's like, eh?
The latest
Oh my god, it's dead! It's dead! We'll always remember you.
I will
Sorry,
remember.
my push to talk button is right next to my attack key.
Oh my god. Alright, okay. Sounds like celebration time. Are you going up, like, before the celebration? Is that the intention?
It's up to you, Shane. It's your party. I mean, I guess it's our party and your party.
I gotta grab them Abbey maps. 1 second. I was pretty sure you would never go back there. Ah, nice. My compendium's not loading. Alright, I'm gonna log out, log back in, see if it works. Alright, in the meantime, yeah, if you guys are staying here for a few days, you're certainly welcome to, ... at this current time. So, you know, whatever downtime stuff you need to do, whatever resting up things you need to do, remember that the Shrine Maiden of the Spring, for a just a generous donation of 40 Electrum pieces, can remove wounds. So, and exhaustion. Exhaustion first and then wounds. It's pretty expensive, but the money does go towards the commonwealth of the people because they are socialists. So you are helping everybody when you take advantage of those services.
I guess probably asking if there's a wagon maker in town or something, or if they have a spare cart that we could purchase off them. Kind of need.
Yeah, we probably have some stuff that we can get rid of too.
Kind of need to replace the stuff that we lost.
Yeah, this would be a good time to handle any of your sort of buying and selling and sorting things out.
I don't know if we've picked anything up since we were at Jenny. I think we kind of sold most of the stuff that we had to her, didn't we?
Well, I mean, like, I have my old silvered axe, so unless, like, one of the NPCs could use that, and then, like, I have the boomer axe, too, that I don't think they could use because they probably don't have proficiency in exotic weapons. But like, I don't need that because I have the spear and the dagger. You know what? I want to sit down. I want to work on this puzzle cube, Crash. That's what I want to do.
That's what you're gonna do with your downtime? Okay. Can you describe the puzzle cube to me? Like,
Metal
on...
puzzle cube.
Anything else? Any?
Look, I didn't make the item. That's all it says.
Oh, I know what it is. Okay. Yeah, you could definitely work on that if that's what you want to do. All right, let's see. I'm trying to grab, since my thing's broken, I'm trying to grab the scenes manually. It's not broken. Sometimes when you boot up a Foundry server, it doesn't connect all the compendiums, which is a real pain in the ass. So, in this instance, that is what happened, which makes it kind of a pain if I need to go grab stuff for it. Let me see. I mean, we could probably just theory of the mind it, right? Nobody's gonna cause any trouble. It's gonna be fine. Yeah. Absolutely. Alright, so we'll go down the list. We know what Shane's gonna do. And then, Daniel, you're gonna go with Shane, the Batman and Robin duo, right?
Right.
Okay. And then, Anna, what are you getting up to? I want everybody to commit before we see the scene with the Abbot, so that you guys are already engaged in something that you've decided before having the meta-knowledge of whatever happens at the Abbey.
Well, my biggest problem is this thing that's going to kill me. Is there anything I can do to... Actually, I can't... I think I'm just going to have to power through this, which is a very Anna thing to do because of all my wonderful flaws. She will just focus on that.
Are you referring to your black dot? Is that what you're worried
I'm referring
about?
I'm referring to the carrot that's on me. Because I don't believe I can accept a medicine check from someone else on this, so I just have to make the save.
Oh.
Zaluka
no.
Zaluka gave you super rabies.
Oh, you're super rabies.
This is like cancer. What are you talking about? This isn't super rabies.
This is really bad. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So I guess your day is to sort of put all your affairs in order just in case, kind of deal. All right, fair enough. Damn. So Tiernan, what are you getting up to? Sounds like shopping, fantasy shopping while your dreams come true. Got a deal for you? Is that what you're up to today?
Yep, fantasy shopping and metal puzzle cube tinkering.
Metal puzzle cube tinkering. Fantastic. Okay. Let's see. And Darius, what are you getting up to?
He's gonna go look for Dimitri before the feast starts and ask him to lock him up for the night.
Oh, all right.
So he doesn't go wandering in graves again.
It's very respectful of you.
Yeah. I mean, we did this goodwill for them. Don't want to ruin all that with me, going for an all-feast buffet in the graveyards.
That's true. This ain't no Shoney's, son. That's what they'd say as they drag you away. No, they don't know what a Shoney's is, but still. Good stuff.
But, yeah, he just asked them just to make sure to give me some meat and bones, and that's all.
Okay. Alrighty. In that case, I'll bring Shane and Daniel. Shane just lights up the room. Wherever I put him, just lights up the room. It's beautiful. And then camera bat for the group. And we'll see how this plays out.
Promise not to shoot enemy chandeliers.
Alright, so sending your two highest charisma characters is definitely the right move here. If you're just trying to avoid a fight. So good work. Let's see. Why won't it spawn a camera bat for us? Oh, there we go. Alright. And let's take you guys over to the scene.
So as they're getting ready to go up there, Daniel will probably either go through like the pre-feast like preparations, or just in town to like get a basket and like put like some food and bread in there, and like 2 bottles of like potato vodka.
Okay.
Guest offering.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, because they were kind of low on food the last time they were there.
Sure. Do you explain why you're gathering all this food?
No, he's just gonna try and do it discreetly. Just I'm not feeling well.
Okay.
Just kind of take this back to the lodging. Thank you for your hospitality, things like that.
Okay. So with your reputation in the town, you are able to panhandle a basket full of a picnic of goodies to bring up the hill. It is an hour to climb the mountain, and the weather is let's see. It's unpleasant. It's very cold, it's very icy, it's very wet as the two of you trudge up the mountain slowly because of your encumbrance. Because you definitely want to have your winter clothes on. All right. So, in that case, it'll probably be more like hour and a half to get up there. But regardless, you make it up there eventually. You reach the gates, and yeah, you hear the honk shooing of guards.
Is that Otto at the thing, or?
Do you say that out loud?
Well, I'm just trying to remember if I remember the guy. Yeah, is that Otto?
Okay. Oh. Yeah, you hear the honk shoes stop, and then a figure comes around the corner, and it is Otto Bellevue.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shane has not seen this guy before, so this is different.
Be cool.
All right.
Yeah.
He says, oh, yeah, unexpected guest. It's been a while since anyone came by. The last time was so eventful, though.
My name is Shane.
Sorry about that.
Masters. This is, well, you probably know Daniel, but we are here to see the Abbot if he's available.
Would he have time for a couple sinners? And he'll pass him like one of the bottles, just like.
Oh yeah, I mean his snoot going crazy.
Yeah. My apologies for the way you were handled last time. You were in a hurry, but he'll hand him one of the bottles as a peace offering.
Oh, this is nice. Yes.
You see him kind of slip it into his furs and rags, and he says,
I will go and see. Wait here. Yeah.
All right, and then you see him sort of limp, scurry through the snowy graveyard and around the corner. All right, do you guys just wait patiently at the gate?
Probably on the opposite side of the gate, because Shane is very bright and very silvery. But yeah, just remember, Shane, just church behavior.
I mean, I've been in a church before.
Not like this.
Okay.
But yeah, he'll go over his observations with the abbots. He seems kind of eccentric, but a reasonable person at heart.
Okay. Yeah, another person comes out of the gatehouse, and they say,
Well, hello.
Is the abbot in? We'd like.
Oh, I wouldn't know, but I smell some goodies.
You've done it now.
No, I don't suppose you could spare something for an old woman. So hungry.
Well, of course. Can we wait inside? I assume that's the little gatehouse there. It's like it's awful cold.
Oh, well, I suppose if we were breaking bread and meat together, you could get in from the elements.
He does this.
You're too kind.
Okay.
Yeah, just not to chain. This was the plan.
Okay. All right. It's awkward. But you guys sit there. The creature introduces herself as Zigfrek, Bellevue. She boasts about her brilliant son, Cyrus, who was chosen to work at Castle Ravenloft. And have you met him? He's so smart and handsome and talented. He's a chef.
I do. He makes an excellent Big Mac. Oh, mwah.
And you have to explain to her what a Big Mac is. There's a lot of visible drooling and physical shaking as you describe the Big Mac. You hear a scandalized voice at the door to the gatehouse. Otto Bellevue says,
What is this I see? Having snacks without me? I go on the god's very errand, and you steal the treats right out from under my nose, Zigfrek.
And she just, with crumbs all over her beard, she just spreads her hands like, what am I? Whoops. You know what I mean? Otto looks very upset. He stares hungrily at the treats that are still in the basket. And he says,
Well, on account of my hunger, I can't seem to recall the Abbot's words anymore.
Daniel will wave him in.
Okay, he comes in. So he gets Cheetos?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's in a much better mood. He says,
I don't suppose you brought the redhead with you. The master. He's mentioned her many times since she arrived. He thinks of her incessantly.
No, unfortunately, it's just us.
It's a pity. Well, yes, willing to meet with you. You of the silver tongue, and you of the flaxen hair. I shall lead you there myself.
Thank you.
and he says,
I truly appreciate your generosity.
And it turns out that the gate is like pretty much right across from the building that you need to be in, but there's no like, the only way to get in other than to smash through the windows would be to go all the way around, and then into this inner courtyard, and then into the building proper. So it is a long way around to get in.
Is he taking us to the sanitarium?
No.
Okay.
Actually, the sanitarium is over here. Benios loves like flipping the maps around, but this is actually,
Okay.
yeah.
If I was thinking it's out of them.
Yeah. I get them confused frequently. So no. Sanitarium's on the far end, and this one is here. Yeah. It all makes sense when you look at it from a more top-down view and not an isometric view like this, but it's still pretty cool. In fact, I still get confused because the entrance is actually over here where I can't see. So you guys would have gone this way behind the geometry into the gate and then over to the door.
Is there anyone still crying in the well?
Oh yes, they're so cold. They're so hungry. They're so thirsty. They only have their tears to drink. All right. So, as you guys make it over, let's see. We got Interior maps. We can do this. I don't really think there is much of an interior map. Scene, at least. Let's see. We'll just have to theater of the mind this bad boy, I think. Yeah, that's fine. Well, here, I'll grab the actual interior map, just in case, you know what I'm saying? Just in case. That'd be a good idea. Let's see. Alright. Grabbing these manually, scene by scene. Wonderful. Let's see. Import. Like many things in life, when it works well, it's awesome. When it's not working well, it's a little tedious. It's a little tedious. All right. And get rid of these jabronis. Put you down right here. Okay, hold on. Grab these jabronis. There you go. Take two. Alright, put you down right here. So yeah, from a top down, right, you basically have to like twist your whole head like upside down to like see it properly. But yeah, you would be walking this way behind the geometry. And then opening the gates. You got Spooky Well. You got somebody over here being crucified in the just naked in the snow. They were very bad, so you don't have to worry about them. And then let's see. Where's Camera Bat? Hold on. Camera Bat. All bats. There we go. Alright, so then you guys would approach, he would open the door, he would lead you in, and yeah. You do a quick chandelier check, see if you can find any chandeliers. There is a candelabra, but no easily found chandeliers, it doesn't seem.
Damn.
Yeah. Otto looks to the Abbot, who nods, and then they head out. From inside, you hear spooky violin music from the second floor. The Abbot motions for you to take a seat at the table.
Daniel, as mirroring before, he will introduce Shane Masters of Milwaukee.
Okay. Yeah, the Abbot would turn to you and say, it is a pleasure to meet you, Shane Masters of Milwaukee. Please, take a seat.
Oh, we're paused.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then he says, I think it would be appropriate for you to meet my creation. Versilka, if you could join us. And then you hear kind of heavy footfalls on the stairs, like a very big muscular humanoid. But when you look to the stairs, you just see a very demure creature coming down the stairs.
Shane will stand up for a woman or lady.
Okay. You might have caught her right as she was coming down the stairs, adjusting the veil over her skinless face. But she looks at everyone through the veil and says,
It is a pleasure to meet you, Shane Masters of Milwaukee. I am Vasilka of Barovia.
and she does a curtsy on the stairs.
It is always a pleasure and honor to meet such a lady of quality, Lady Vasilka of Barovia. And he'll give a little bow and take her hand and kiss it.
Oh, okay. You're used to this by now because you hang out with Anna, but this girl, her hand is quite dead. There is no aura of life, nothing. But she does not recoil from you, as many people have begun to do.
My apologies. Some of my gear is a little off-putting.
She looks at you through the veil, and with your pretty decent perception, you can see that there is definitely something wrong there, something missing, like maybe a fucking face. But her eyes, bright and green, say so much as she looks at you and says,
I do not think there's anything off-putting about you, Shane Masters.
You are too kind. Thank you.
How does that? Did Daniel tell me how to address the abbot?
Oh, I did say church manners.
Your Holiness, it is.
I looked at Daniel like, is that right?
You have a lovely ward.
and she will become lovelier still as time progresses and as my project reaches its fulfillment. Now, when we last spoke, Daniel, and he locks eyes with you, Daniel, do you lock eyes with him or do you look away?
He'll match his gaze.
Okay. All right. As you lock eyes with him, Daniel, you feel all of your fears melt away. You feel all of the lingering pains of your many injuries kind of vanish, and you feel peace kind of overcoming you. You feel your dark passenger recoil into the darkest parts of you. You feel the hunger of the wolf sated. It's like a puppy curling up by the fire for a nap. Something that Zaluka would do often whenever a fireplace or fire was present.
If Daniel will gasp audibly as that hits him. It's just like, someone who's been in pain so much, the greatest pleasure is to not be in pain. That kind of thing.
What has brought you back here?
And Shane will sit when Vasilka sits.
Okay.
He was raised right by his mama. So he looks to Daniel if Daniel's going to speak, and if not, Shane obviously has something he's going to say. So he gives Daniel a moment if he wants to say something.
He'll defer.
Okay.
Your Holiness, I recently have learned some about the Morning Lord, and I prayed to him for guidance, and I believe I was granted a vision, either from the Morning Lord or from potentially Argynvost, but I would like to learn more, and I think you would be obviously the best authority on that, and I find myself, I've previously never been much of, a church-going man myself, but I find myself, I suppose, a new convert of sorts, believing in what the Morning Lord stands for, and I very well wish to see his presence back in this valley. Would, if you're willing, would you tell me more? Teach me. Allow me, I seem to be, my plans have had me stay over here in Kresik for the next day or so, and I would very much be honored if you would allow me to stay here and learn from you.
He stares at you, and he says, "Open your bag.
He will
Place the icon upon the table."
He will do so. I liberated this from the chapel of the Morning Lord, and it has called to me since.
Yeah, he looks at it from across the table, and then he motions for you to bring it to him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, there's no way he can really want to piss this guy off and resist it. So, and he has, I guess, no reason to not trust this, holy angel of the Morning Lord, I guess.
Sure.
Even though he maybe has a weird ass plan. Yeah, he will bring respectfully the idol over and put it in front of the abbot.
Okay, as you do, he looks at you. Do you avert your gaze? Do you lock eyes with him?
No, Shane's sincere and has some resolve at this point. So yeah, he'll look at the.
For a fleeting moment, Shane Masters, the guilt you feel and the pain and the hurt, they are absolved. You no longer feel the crushing weight of your father's murder. You no longer feel the gnawing emptiness of Mackenzie's death. You no longer feel the confliction of your relationship with Darius King. You no longer feel any doubt in your purpose. But as soon as your gaze breaks from his, those feelings come rushing back at you. He idly holds the 12-inch action figure and looks at it. He seems amused and perhaps even delighted as he looks at it. And he says, there are so few relics left to us that hold any of the Morning Lord's power. You say that you liberated this from Castle Ravenloft?
Yes, from the chapel there. I felt that the Morning Lord's presence really only in this, and when I prayed to it, I was granted a vision of the sun returning to Barovia.
Imagine the sun returning to a place it's never been. And that would truly be a feat, would it not?
It is a hope of mine to restore this land and bring hope and the Morning Lord back to the people.
The Morning Lord has left us. We are on our own. We must find a way to escape the shadows and return to his light and embrace. To drag him back into this hellscape would be a cruelty.
Your Holiness, would we be able to change things here, to sort of set the conditions for his return?
You see a sad smile across his beautiful face, and he says, many have tried. My own experience has been a failure. I have the means to admonish and destroy creatures of darkness, but to what avail? How does one drink the ocean? And while he talks to you, he always keeps at least one, like, fingertip sort of gently touching or, you know, sort of sliding along the sharp edges of the icon.
Shane will look at it, kind of, return his gaze and smile and say,
but if we all try, if we all have hope, you're right, maybe one man's actions can't make a difference. But if everyone was to work together, then, even salt water can become fresh again.
Kind of cocks his head at you and says, such foolish optimism. It has been long and longer still since my heart was lifted by its presence. Are you a paladin, Chain Masters? Perhaps where you come from, the word is no longer used, or used incorrectly. Are you a champion of ideals who would die in their defense and representation?
In my heart, I feel that. I don't know if I'm worthy of such a thing, but I do wish to try, and I think we could, well, you could help me in that regard, at least teach me. And if I fail, then there is no loss in trying, right? But imagine that, if I can't succeed, what that could mean for you, for the land, for the people.
His eyes drift from looking at you to looking at Daniel, and he says, I have crafted with my own hands this effigy, this living totem of the Dark Lord's desires. is weakness. I know that now, for I have had a chance to meditate on my plans. I have had a chance to look upon my own short-sightedness, perhaps induced. And you see him flash his perfect teeth as they kind of grind together for a second. And he says, "My isolation from the mountain, my exile from the light. It frays the edges of one's being, and when one is nothing more than their thoughts, that is a dangerous place to be, worn down to all but nothing. I know now that sweet Vasilka was the herald of something better, something stronger. I know now what needs to be done. The curse must be broken, Shane Masters. And as he says Shane Masters, he looks back from Daniel to you, Shane, and says, by now, you must know there is no escape from this place. Not for one such as you, or beings such as I.
Then let us make this a home, one that...
His face contorts in disgust.
Yeah, I realize it is not ideal, but surely one as powerful as yourself, and with the Morning Lord backing us, we would be able to shape it into something better.
I have already told you, the Morning Lord is gone.
But
you asked to be my student, yet you are unable to listen nor retain.
My apologies, Your Holiness. I meant no impropriety or disrespect.
Your platitudes reek of a hidden agenda.
I mean, you can insight check him. Shane's being totally sincere.
I mean, this guy's crazy. I mean, he's just doing his thing.
Yeah, well, there's that.
He says, if you truly seek the betterment of this land, if you truly seek redemption for the souls that are trapped here, if you truly wish to aid me and receive my aid in return, it is simple. Bring me the Rose of the Valley. She is needed for what I have planned. If you will not, then we have little worth discussing.
I thank you for your time, Your Holiness. I am sorry that you doubt my intentions and that we could not come to an accord.
Am I to understand you would deny my request?
I cannot answer that myself. It would have to be brought back to those with me. I would not take agency from anybody.
I would go and seek her myself, but I sense a great amount of fear and doubt amongst the people of Krenzik. I would not want to confuse them.
Your Holiness, I feel the Morning Lord's presence in that icon. I don't believe he has left us fully, and I'm sure you can feel it too. If you need that to remind you, well, I won't lie that I would miss it greatly, for it provides me comfort and a modicum of power, obviously, in defense of this land. But I would be willing.
The generous offer you make, and one who is eager for power would not part with such an icon so easily. Perhaps I did misjudge you, Shane Masters. I should very much like to keep this. My pain. And you hear him kind of like suck in a breath and maybe even a sob, is abated in its presence.
Then I hope it provides you comfort and reminds you that there is always hope and that the Morning Lord has not forsaken you.
In exchange for such an offering, I would not send you away empty-handed. And he reaches into his robes and he pulls forth a crystalline vial, the sort that you would take like a blood sample in. And he just sort of like raises his wrist and he just puts like the tip of his finger against his wrist and he just slides it up. And you see like a fucking golden light just gonna whoa, like pouring out from the wound. And he collects a vial of his own blood.
I didn't get that very last part after the vial was
Oh,
said.
Okay. And he collects a vial of his own blood.
Oh, okay. Do I know what he's intimating I do with this vial?
No. He places the vial into Vasilka's hands, who takes it with a trembling reverence. And she brings the cork-stoppered bottle over to you.
Do I?
And he makes a like drinking motion.
He nods to you and says, "It is my essence and can be used to cure nearly any ailment, break nearly any curse. I shall renew, and I shall do so with some small measure of comfort, thanks to your offering. Take this, use it as you see fit, and take with you my request for Irenia Collion, the Rose of the Valley, that if she believes in the Morning Lord, if she truly seeks to bring an end to all this misery, she must come and join me here and trust in my great plan."
You have my word, Your Holiness. I will take your message back. And also leave you with an open offer that if you change your mind to offer your mentorship to me, that you have but to send word down to the town below. They will find me.
Yeah, he stares at you, and he says, I will keep it in my thoughts, but my focus
Yeah.
lies
Did-
ever
sorry.
forward.
He nods in respect to the abbot. Thank you again, and for the gift. And I hope mine gives you, as I said, solace and comfort. And he'll look to Daniel and kind of nod. Yeah, was not expecting to give that up, but it is what it is.
Oh. He'll nod back.
And Shane doesn't know if he's supposed to stand up or wait, so he will just kind of wait.
Oh, yeah, I guess the abbot says, if there's nothing else to discuss, then you may go. Though I have a question.
There was one other thing, Your Holiness. You have been around for quite a while, and if you would share but a fraction of your knowledge, we have heard that things here are cyclical in nature and repeat. Do you have any insights, perhaps, on this cycle? And for we are sort of hoping to break the wheel, as it were.
I am unsure exactly what you mean.
Very well. Perhaps I am mistaken.
This return of the sun, how would you propose to do it?
I believe there are several ways, steps, as it were.
And Tiernan did kind of say, kind of be open kimono to the abbot, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think what Shane took. So,
we are planning to learn how to sever the connection this land with its ruler, its warden, and we seek to restore the silver dragon and the beacon of Argenvost. Halt.
There is a belief then that the destruction of the Dracolich would bring about the return of the sun.
It won't be an easy undertaking, obviously, but I have to try.
What good would the sun do you against an infinite darkness? And Shane, it kind of has a feel of any time you had an idea that you expressed as a child in front of your father, and it was immediately made to look and sound like the dumbest fucking idea in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, and Shane just has that blind optimism of a kid,
You know how shitty parents are, where the kid has like a dream or an idea, and the parents like, "Well, how you gonna pay for that, dummy?" That kind of thing. Yeah, it kind of has that sort of vibe to it.
I'm seeing Shane's hesitation. Daniel will interject.
Mhm.
It'll bring hope. Maybe the people of this world will finally realize we're not alone. I mean, why else do anything if we can't, bring a little hope into this world? Maybe that's where we need to start.
Hope to what end?
That maybe things can be better.
How?
Big question.
I'm going to remove augury and protection from evil and good on my sheet now.
I don't know, but if we have hope. If we can give the people hope, then maybe they'll never stop trying. Maybe if
Trying to do what?
To live, to be better, to not
better at what?
Surely you have seen the despair of the people.
It came naturally and was well earned. I ask, why bother with such dangerous and futile theatrics if you have no true plans?
Because I would want somebody to try for me. Because I am worth not giving up on.
Perhaps to someone.
That may not be enough for you, but it may be enough for the villagers of this land. And anything we can do to make things better for them. For everyone here is someone's son, someone's daughter. And I wish somebody had tried for me when I was younger.
He just stares at you with no like reaction or emotion, just sort of listening to your words, and says, well, a torch lit in the darkness will eventually burn out.
Perhaps, but the light and warmth it provides in the meantime is still a comfort, and that's worth something.
It is fleeting. Only a true solution matters now.
Your Holiness, I see your perspective, and I just counter that sometimes a moment's enough for some. And
it is not enough for me. You may take your short-sighted goals and leave. Bear my message to the Rose of the Valley, and be out of my sight. Thank you again for this offering. I will remember it in the days to come. Let it temper my thoughts and actions favorably.
Thank you again.
As you go to leave, Vasilka nearly stumbles out of her chair. Her veil nearly goes askew as she kind of corrects it and says, "It was a pleasure to meet you," as she curtsies awkwardly.
And to you as well. A highlight of my visit for sure.
And he'll bow again and motion to kiss her hand.
Okay, yeah.
May we meet again under pleasant circumstances once more, Lady Vasilka.
Yes, perhaps at my wedding.
Oh, I would be honored, of course, to be a guest at such an event.
May you go forth with the Morning Lord's blessings. May his blessings shine down upon you, even in your darkest days.
And to you and yours as well.
She looks back, beaming beneath her veil, and the abbot gives her an approving nod. And I guess you guys roll out.
Yeah. Shane does not say anything until they're well down the hill.
Okay.
Then, yeah.
right. So as you guys are heading down the hill, what's your last take before you reunite with the party?
Well, damn, that didn't quite go what I was hoping for.
He's still fixated on his trains.
I was hoping that I could get through to him, at least on that regard. That he would want the Morning Lord back here, but he's too far gone. I will have to do this without his help. Although we have this, and he kind of holds up the glowing vial. Maybe Van Richten will know what to do with this.
All right, and that's a good place to transition back to Krezik.
Dude put all of his depression skill points into asshole.
Well, good news, none of that pesky protection from good or augury is around anymore.
Yay.
What a clever way to unload that item. I feel like you bamboozled me a little bit there, sir. I feel like you dealt me a bamboozle.
No, yeah, Shane wanted that. Yeah, I was just like, if I don't give it to him, he's gonna take it anyway.
What?
I mean, it better I look like I'm willingly giving it over, knowing it was gonna be stolen from me.
Okay. So then, what do you, the rest of you doing your biz, Tiernan, you're gonna try to solve this here puzzle cube. All right.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Okay. I've got this somewhere. Hold on. Yeah, has anyone interacted with this thing yet, or are you just kind of carrying it around?
I've been carrying it around, and I asked about it one time, but I never had the time to actually do anything to it.
Okay. All right. All right, so this is essentially, you're just like doing a crafting challenge to try and crack this bad boy open, essentially. You're trying to get through it so that you can gain, I guess, the satisfaction of solving it.
Okay. I've got expertise in crafting, so that could be good.
All right. Let me see. Oh, is our downtime mod like busted again? Ugh, makes me so sad. Can't have anything nice for long. I had an activity for it. Let's see. All right. So give me an initial investigation, which should be back on everybody's sheets, because it turns out that it's kind of important for 5th edition D&D. So, all right, yeah, you can make no sense of this beautiful cube that is composed of many smaller, perfectly fitted plates, and you put a whole hour into it. You want to try some more? You could attempt up to 8 checks a day, or 2 if you're making it your camp activity.
How so? Out of the 8 hours that I'm getting, how long do we think this shopping part would take? Because I will take as many.
Oh, probably about 2 hours.
Okay, yeah. Well then I'll do like 6.
Oh dang.
Like
okay.
This and shopping is what I'm doing today.
All right. So just keep chucking them out.
And these are investigations for this first one still?
Yes. Yeah. Ooh, it's very tricky. You feel like you might... Nope. Oof. Yeah, you have no idea what's going on here.
Here.
Fantastic.
All right. It is a long and frustrating day as you think that there's a way to like slide the panels, but you can't even get the panels to slide. There is probably a couple times where you're tempted to just try and smash the cube or peel back the panels. Do you try to do that? Because that's kind of where you're at after all this, is that maybe you could thieves' tools this thing open?
So after this, I am at the point where, like, I'm not gonna try to smash it or break it necessarily, but since this is sort of seems to be more sort of like dexterous and thinky, I'm like, maybe Daniel will be better at this than me.
All right, fair enough. Okay. Anyone else up to anything during the day? Otherwise, we'll fast forward to you guys having a nice dinner, unless you wanted to report back, Shane, before dinner to everybody, because you'd be getting back. Ooh, it was 5 o'clock by the time you got there. Time to talk to them, time to get back. They may already have begun dinner when you return. So you could like definitely find your fellows amongst the celebration and be like, hey, this is what happens, or you could wait. It's completely up to you.
I think Shane would try to convince Daniel to join and meet up with everybody.
Okay. All right. In that case, you guys enjoy a fine night of good food and revelry of a sort. Those of you who are used to feeling allergic reactions / very uncomfortable around Shane Masters, that has lightened significantly. It's like when that migraine meds finally kick in and you're finally able to just think clear-headed. He has definitely been removed from the icon of Ravenloft, or it has been removed from him. Right. If anyone would like, they may carouse tonight. I don't think Darius can because he is having himself locked up for the night. But anyone else is welcome to carouse if they are so inclined. No? No one? No
Yeah,
takers?
no, I don't think so.
Okay, alright. You know, some good stuff comes from that. Just saying, some good stuff comes from that. Alright, then you guys, you feast, you celebrate.
It's true. One time we got like a bag of 500 gold, and all we had to do was murder a guy.
Yeah, and it was a pretty unimportant person too, so it was all working out. So...
Hey, they never found the killer, so, I mean, it's all mystery.
Yeah, master criminal here.
Speaking of who they assume...
Or absentee police force, question mark? We'll never know.
So many issues.
So as you guys proceed through the night's activities, is there any scenes that we need to visit? Otherwise, we would just go to the next day.
What do you think, Shane? Should we break a tour over dinner, or let her know? I guess let everyone know about the Abbot's desires.
So nothing's changed?
He's not actively coming after her, at least. At least he's asking. I don't know.
So you do explain this in front of everyone, including Irenia?
Well, in front of the group, like at her picnic table.
Oh, at your particular picnic table. Got it.
Yeah. A widespread of blooming onions.
Irenia looks very thoughtful, and she says, I know that the last time we saw him, he was taking a different approach than I would have expected. And that's... There is a curiosity. I wonder what it is he intends. Were you unable to get him to speak in any way of his plans? Only that we must trust him?
Well, I mean, we know what he wants you for.
Do we?
Kinda. It makes a circle around his face. It's like he wants to complete his bride, remember?
I would prefer not to lose my face.
We're not going to give Irenia to the Abbot.
Irenia looks over at you, Anna, and nods and says, appreciated. Though I was more thinking of if I could learn something. If I'm so important to these plans, maybe since I am one that he wants to stay with him, I could try and get through to him and ask the questions that you wanted to ask, Shane.
I don't want to put you at such risk. I can do this without him, and I don't want you to be, I don't want to see you hurt or lost.
I don't think he's used to be saying no to. I don't know, once you're there, if he would let you go a second time.
And I'll say everything that happened, obviously, at the Abbot, and tell her the conviction, the look in his eyes, the malevolence that was there, and the craziness, and that any hope of him being a bastion of good in the Morning Lord, it, like many things in this land, I think it is corrupted, and I don't think we can, well, it is beyond us right now.
Maybe the icon will help with that. Maybe he'll be able to reclaim some of what he was at one point.
That is also my hope, which is why I left it with him. I truly do feel that the Morning Lord is in there, and if it's in that icon, then it's still in this land, and he may have forgotten that, but I could tell he felt it, his desire for that. He may say one thing, but in his heart, I felt another. I may not have learned what I wanted to about the Morning Lord, per se, but I did learn that I can do this. Not alone, no, and not with him, but perhaps with all of you. And I am thankful to have you all by my side. And he'll even look to Darius, who I know Lex isn't here, but and just feel kind of bad for being a thorn in the side of preventing harmony, which he does see as something he's causing. So I am sometimes too quick to judge, that I hold onto my own. Well, Mackenzie would say that my beliefs are somewhat outdated, and something about cancel culture. I didn't get all of it, but anyway, basically, you know, that I can be a little toxic at times, and I don't want to become my father. So I'm sorry to all of you for being difficult or whiny at times. I don't know where all that came from. I'm sorry.
Irenia is very quiet and thoughtful.
Yeah, Shane just plays with his soup.
Also says, what do we do next is what I would like to know. Is the intention to free the lands? If it is, then I suggest we go and find the sage in the southern mountains. Learn what the seeker must do. Pursue that.
I agree.
I agree. If we do that, though, we need to make 2 stops beforehand.
Switching to the map table. Which 2 stops do we need to make?
We need to stop at the tower again. And then we need to stop and get Casimir.
Irene says, doesn't Casimir mean that we are going to the Ember Temple?
He said he would help us kill the dragon.
We'll never be closer than we will be then.
Oof. She nods, determined, but her eyes are wide and wild as her brain is like, oh my god, this is like some endgame shit.
Yeah,
is
this you telling us not yet, y'all? Not yet?
Yeah, she's just like, oh my fucking god, this is happening.
If we go there, we are going there to gather information. If it looks like that's not an option, we need to leave. That place, everything we've heard about it, and even just everything I feel when I think about it is terrifying.
Irenia says, what about the Dark Lord of Castle Ravenloft? Surely he is spying upon us. He must know our intentions. When will we have gone too far? When will he finally close the trap around us? And are we ready for such a possibility?
It depends on when he admits to himself what he really wants. Everything we're doing is in pursuit of freeing the land, and therefore him.
Yeah, helping
Once he
Strahd.
decides that that's not actually what he wants, that's when we will come into odds against him.
Freeing the Dark Lord is still technically on the table. I mean, if it helps.
If we're able to free him, that furthers our goals. As long as we're not releasing whatever he said his dark passenger was, vampire, as long as we're not releasing it with him, none of this is against anything that we want. We just aren't going about it in exactly the way that he thinks, which could be of help to him, seeing as it's never worked before. Maybe something new is what's needed.
To be fair, once the gloves come off and he starts sending his minions after us, that's our chance to start whittling down his web of protection, right?
It's also true, unless he just comes for us himself.
True. Yeah. But if he does try to piecemeal it, as it were, and let those underlings take care of us, then if we can't defeat them, then we have no hope of going against him either. So, and in that same regard, when we do finally go after restoring Augenvast, my intent when we do go there is to come back with the skull, or, well, not at all. And that is just for myself. If it can buy you all anything.
I'll need some way to drag it or carry it.
Is this like river pass here? Is this traversable, or are there like waterfalls or something?
It's pretty rowdy as far as like, you know, rapids and rocks and yeah, like shifting terrain.
And direction of flow is away from Mount Gacchus?
Default is always south and west. So all the water in Barovia flows south and west.
Okay, so I wasn't sure with the mountain being right there whether it was the south or not.
And passing by Old Berez may be risky too.
That's true, but that's another chance to gather more information, and we do need to get with Baba Lysaga.
True. We could take care of that on the way there or on the way back.
And that is sort of backup. If possible, it might be a good plan to pass down to Amber Temple, if that's what we're thinking, and then if we could find some way to go, like, follow the river up past Berez and then to Argynbostel that way, that'll give us a chance to encounter Baba Lysaga, which is something else that we also need to do.
So this Doslanka Pass is kind of the only non-extreme mountain way to get up the Mount Gacchus range. So it's a very key location. So going like from, you know, Amber Temple, for example, north to Berez, that's like the Skyrim equivalent of like spider horse, you know, like force jump climbing your way through the geometry. Like,
okay, so the most effective way then.
You're right. All I'm saying is it's very, like, it's nearly intraversable, some of the areas of Mount Gacchus.
So Argynbostel.
Well, I was thinking more, yeah, like Amber Temple, and then backtrack along the pass, and then follow.
Oh, for sure, Argynbostel to Berez is the safest way to get there. But you could come at Berez through these lowland mountains and hills. It's just once you get into the Mount Gacchus range proper, like going off road here is nearly impossible.
Like from this area down here.
Yeah, that's Doslanka Pass right there. Yep.
Right. So going along like the left side of the river there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would lead you there. Yep.
That's like doable though.
Oh yeah, that's doable.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what I was sort of thinking. If that was what we were wanting to do, if we were wanting to head up to Berez and Argynbostel.
After you're done over here.
Yeah, do this thing and then sort of backtrack to this point and then go north from there, rather than going like through the mountains.
Fair.
Then whatever method, if we get a cart or wagon, whatever, we just have to make sure we can take it along that route. That's what we choose. Because if, you know, we're going through a bunch of mud in a swamp, you know, a wagon laying down with a several 100-pound dragon skull might sink.
Are any of the NPCs interested in my silver axe or my true silver boomer axe?
Wait, what happened to your silver axe, silver boomerang?
They are with me and they are heavy.
Yeah, they are.
Right. So
you wanted to try it by a cart, you said, right?
Well, are any of the NPCs interested in those things? And if not,
yeah.
Cart I can trade.
Yeah, they would definitely buy those things from you. Let's see. I would put the value of a true silver weapon it's about 350 gold that they would be willing to buy one off of you. It's tricky, right? Because this town, you know, silver is a weird situation, right? But I think that the burgomaster would buy the weapons off of you, just so that
I think offering them straight to Dimitri, knowing his condition, but also knowing that he wants to keep the others out.
Yeah, so he would be willing. Are you willing to sell both of them?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, he's willing to buy them from you, but in truth, I don't know if he's even able to spare 700 gold at this point.
Oh no, I only have one. The true silver boomer actually said like 350 or whatever, and then the just a silvered battle axe. Like it's just
then that you could just try to sell at half the price, which would be the weapons value plus 100.
Okay.
But so the true silver weapon, he'll purchase it from you for
Dimitri, and then just sell the silvered battle axe in town.
Okay. Yeah, he'll buy it from you just so that they can have it essentially.
While we're talking shopping, Shane would want to trade his, barter his modern firearm, the 6-shooter, for as many silver bullets as he can get.
So there's one man in town who would be interested in your modern rifle. You guys haven't sold this guy a modern rifle before, have you?
Look, remember, it's a pistol, like a revolver, I think.
Okay.
Or 9mm.
Oh, okay. So yeah. All right. So you guys have heard tell of Cock Heckler, obviously, right? You guys are familiar with Cock Heckler? Gunsmith? No, nobody. Oh man.
You've popped him up once.
Okay, so Cock Heckler would definitely be interested in purchasing your modern firearm from you. He is prepared to pay 200 gold, which is to say 400 electric pieces, for this. Okay.
Out of the 6, I believe.
Yeah, if you're willing to sell it to him, he will give you 200 gold for it.
Can I have the trade in? Is he a merchant, right? So
he is the greatest gunsmith in Barovia.
All right, can I trade it in kind for silver bullets? So it's 5 gold pieces. Is that per 1 bullet, or is that 10? How many is that?
Well, that's like per bullet, right? Like,
per bullet is 5.
Yeah, because when you silver ammunition, you only get so many for the price.
Yeah. Okay. So 200. Oh god, math divided by 5. What is that? 40.
That sounds right.
Yeah, 40. Okay. So yeah, he'll trade his the modern 6-shooter for 40 silver bullets then.
Yeah. All right.
Because we might be fighting some werewolves, eventually, or something that may need silver.
Okay. This is the modern pistol, Magnum 6-shooter. What?
Yeah, modern firearm 6-shooter that he has.
Okay.
He's going to trade that out.
All right.
With the 4 bullets it has, obviously, and
4 bullets. All right.
And he'll show him, like, this is the safety, and yada 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 yada. This is how you not that he needs to load it because there's only 4, but in case it jams, this, and how to cock it, all that stuff.
Yeah, he listens patiently to you explaining how this gun works, and he just nods. He doesn't really have too much to say, but you do see a yellow exclamation mark appear above his head, and then a second yellow exclamation mark appear above his head, and in case you didn't get these quests, Shane Masters, he has 2 quests available. The first one is he says, in Castle Ravenloft there are many wonders and treasures to be found. I seek one above all others. It is a Gatling gun, said to be held in the treasure vaults of the castle. And he shows you some diagrams and schematics.
Oh.
It was brought here by an outsider long ago, when I was but a boy. The weapon
is so beautiful and so strange. It is what inspired me to pursue my life's work of firearms. I should very much like to add this to my collection before I pass from this world. And then he says, also, you may find yourselves in opposition to the Dark Lord and his many vampiric servants. There is one among them known as Falcon. He is a sharpshooter of... well, he is peerless from what I understand. His pistols are said to be enchanted, infused with elemental magic. If possible, I should very much like to see and study them, though I doubt someone in your trade would ever part with such weapons once they had them.
And Shane will make note of those two quests.
All right. Anyone else get up to any activities? Do you need the you have access to the Kresik shop, right?
Yeah, I think so I deleted the gun and I added 40 bullets after, well, added 200 gold and then bought 40 bullets.
Yeah, sounds good to me. All right. If that is all for today and you guys settle in for the night.
I need to buy a cart.
Oh, right, it's a cart. Yes. Let's see. I've got that. Carts and wagons. Alright. We have 3 different supplements for carts and wagons. We got it covered so hard over here.
Oh god, right. Red's right, we need a new cart name.
So are you guys going for a common cart light, common cart heavy?
I need to know the price.
Okay. So a common cart light. Let me see. I feel like they could have put all of the prices in the stat blocks, but that's okay. So a common cart light will set you back 15 gold, and a common cart heavy will set you back 25 gold.
Shit, that's it?
Yeah.
Are any of those rated to carry, for example, a dragon skull?
Okay, so the common cart heavy, which you guys have been using light carts up until now, it is a large vehicle. It can hold 2 passengers and 1,500 pounds of cargo, as opposed to the common cart light, which can only hold 600 pounds of cargo. The problem with the common cart heavy is you gotta have 2 large creatures to pull it, as opposed to the common cart, which requires 1 large creature. And donkeys have powerful build, which is how donkeys are able to pull carts, just in case anybody was like, but what about donkey? Yep.
Alright, how much does 2 animals cost?
Oh man, animals are a lot harder to come by than carts. It's pretty easy to build a cart. It's a little bit harder to breed animals and keep them alive. Just give me a sec. Do they have any donkeys available? Let's see. All right. So they do have a couple of donkeys available. They would want 10 gold apiece or 20 electrum apiece for them. If you're looking for something a bit tougher, like maybe an ox or something, that could be arranged as well. Let me.
Does that impact speed at all? Is one quicker than the other, or?
No, they're just the same size. The same size. An ox would set you back 20 gold. So it'd be twice as much for an ox.
So we would need 40 gold for the ox, and then how much was the actual cart itself?
25.
25. Okay, so that'd be 65.
And then you'd need feed and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. All right, so if I want to go 2 oxes, heavy cart, and enough stuff to feed them to where we don't have to worry about it for a while, what's my total cost going to be?
Okay, so 25, and you want to get 2 oxen? You don't want to just do donkeys?
The oxen they've got more HP, right?
A little bit. Here's the benefit of an ox. An ox is considered to be a huge animal for the purposes of determining its carrying capacity. So you could actually get by with a single ox.
Okay.
Or two donkeys.
Let's do the single ox then.
Okay, but if anything happens to the ox, you're going to need 2 large-sized creatures or 1 huge-sized creature to pull your cart.
Right, but if anything happens to one of the donkeys, then we're also just...
Oh, right, because nobody in the group has powerful build or anything, right?
Yeah.
Well, I would say 2 mediums could fill in for 1 large. So 1 donkey and then two strong people could be pulling the cart. You and Darius could yoke up.
That's funny because the thing that you use to pull is called a yoke. Anyway.
Yeah.
Hilarious. All right, what are we thinking? Do we want 2 donkeys? Do we want 1 ox?
I like
Trust
that.
you, Tiernan.
If we choose 2 donkeys, we have to come up with 2 names. So there's also that to consider. Never mind. My wife says one should be named he and one should be named Haw, which is also great.
Well, if you get an ox, you have to call it Blue or something, right? Wasn't that Paul Bunyan's?
Yeah,
ox?
yeah.
So we considering an ox here today, sir? Or 2 donkeys?
So does no one have an opinion on this?
Get the oxen, but if we do, we need to stick to the roads.
Are one or the other better at off-roading?
Donkey is a bit. They'll admit donkey's a bit more adaptable, but donkey a bit more skittish. And you remember the many times donkeys
where they ran away.
Yeah, donkeys have run
one
away.
We'll go with the ox.
All right.
We'll get an ox and the big cart. So that's 45, and then whatever we need for feed. So I'm assuming that can't be more than like 5 more gold, right?
Yeah,
like,
5 more gold should do you.
All right, so we're gonna sink 50 gold into cart and oxen, which is what, 500 silver?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, it'd be half of a gold is an electrum. Silver's a 1/10 of a gold.
All right, money spent.
Perfection. All right, I'm getting your ox together right now, and I guess I got to get your cart together too, right? All right. Any other preparations that day? Okay, no, sounds good. All right. In that case, Anna, if you did not seek out medical assistance for your difficulties,
are we allowed to, like, with Anna's flaws, are we allowed to notice and try to help? Or is it just the asking that she can't do?
Shane would bring up that he does have the diva blood, if that helps.
Oh shit! I mean, that's kind of a hey, I've got the blood of an angel here. Just low key dropping that information off.
I mean, when because he has to, he knows people would notice he doesn't have the icon anymore.
I'm concerned about what other effects that might have on Anna.
Man, I could do so much with that.
Yeah, like, Anna melts away. Oops.
What is the what's the ox's name?
God damn it, Crash.
You don't have to name it. I mean, it could just come with a name.
Hey, first off, we absolutely have to name it.
Okay.
Dare you? Second off, I have no idea.
Because the guy selling it to you says, my son has taken to calling it Ozzy. Ozzy Oxbourne.
Oh, better than oxymoron.
Sold.
So
We could just name him Oxymoron.
or Oxcalibur.
Oxcalibur, that's the one.
Okay, Oxcalibur?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, it's a big name. It's got a lot to live up to here. Alright. Okay, Oxcalibur enters
Means
the
the
fray.
cart's got to be named like Cartmalot, right?
Let's see. Cart heavy. Ooh, we gotta grab this one out of storage. Okay. Alright. Duplicate. I'll give you guys ownership of this cart. You may do whatever you feel is necessary. So let's see. Cart heavy. WD for Walking Dead. Everybody gets access to it. And drop it down. Ooh, that looks terrible. Hold on a sec. Let me adjust the token for you. Dimensions would probably be 3x2. See if that works. All right. While I'm building this card for you, what else do you guys have on the docket? What do you have a discussion about the Angel Blood? Because I mean, it's kind of a big
So
deal.
Shane will say that he got it in exchange for the he had to give up the icon, and that he didn't want to, but knew it was probably going to happen anyway. And then he'll say that he doesn't know what to do with it, that he was told what it could do, and his intention, because he doesn't know about Anna, is to take it to Van Richten and see if he has ideas. But all said like this.
Oh, okay.
I wonder why it keeps doing that. I'll figure it out.
Anna would straight up say, "I want it."
What? All right.
Which is
Anna.
allowed because you're not asking for it, correct?
You want the blood?
Yes.
What would that do to one like you?
I don't know. There's been a lot of things I thought about this week about doing, and I'm not sure what any of them do.
So other than the fact that, Anna creeps Shane out, he has no reason to distrust her from her actions and what she said. So he'll say...
Oh shit, Darius makes a point that the blood might be able to be used to cure the lich too, if that's what we want.
Now, so I don't bring that up because that's not on my mind, but if someone else brings it up... Which I assume maybe Tiernan might...
Yeah. With him being the closest to thought, he's like, well, we could also use. He said it could cure any ailment, any disease that might be able to fix whatever's wrong with Thought's master.
That could be a powerful ally then, potentially.
I don't know if even a non-insane lich is a good ally, though.
Yeah. I don't really know about liches, but if we can wait to see what maybe Van Richten thinks or save it for that purpose, then that sounds great. And if you say you need this, then
What is there anything we could help you with, Anna?
No.
Dang. Roleplay. It's killer roleplay. It's killer. It's killer. It's killer roleplay. It's killer roleplay.
I don't know if she would. If Tyranid. She's lying, obviously, and I think Tyranid would probably be the only one that might be able to pick up on it.
All right, am I rolling insight versus deception here?
Oh, for sure. It's a big ass cart. All right. Yeah, Tiernan. Unless we just going against your passive, Anna, or do you want to roll a active one?
Yeah, passive's fine.
Okay. She got a pretty good passive though. Let me see. Open. No, you would see through. She definitely is in pain, and you know, this is probably something she thinks will alleviate the pain.
Well, I'm not sure how useful a medicine check to determine what the problem would be. I don't know how useful that would be against someone that's a revenant, because I obviously don't have very much medical experience with revenants. But if that's something I can attempt, I would like to do so.
If she is okay with it, otherwise it'd be kind of disadvantaged as you are sort of diagnosing from a distance.
She would not let Tiernan come look at her. Like, the information that's been gotten, you can talk to Irenia.
Yeah, if you follow up with Irenia, she would explain that she took a nasty bite from Zaluka, but it doesn't seem like lycanthropy is going to be an issue, but the flesh is pretty agitated in the area. She's not sure if that means anything in particular for a revenant, though.
I don't know how to treat a dead body, even if that dead body is walking around. I could try.
I could try and talk to her again and see if you think there's something still wrong. Maybe I can get through to her.
But she obviously thinks there's something still wrong if she thinks that the David blood could help.
That blood could be used for a number of things.
She has a hard time accepting help. I don't know how to do this in a way that makes her able to let us.
Let me speak with her. Perhaps I can help.
Anything, absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Anna, Irenia approaches you. It seems that you expressed your interest in the blood, but everyone had hesitation to give it to you, either because they don't think you're worth it, or they think it could be more useful for something else, or they're not sure why you need it compared to some of the people they know could benefit from it. Either way, Irenia approaches you and says, Anna, when you were bit by Zaluka, it was pretty bad. As a doctor, I would like to follow up and just make sure that my work was done properly. I make mistakes often, and I would not want such a mistake to inconvenience you or the rest of the group.
Damn, well put. Anna would actually accept that.
Alright. So she will attempt a medicine check here. She's pretty good at medicine checks. But is anyone helping her? That's the question.
I mean, I would if I was allowed.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Irene would say,
Would it be alright if I got Tiernan or Daniel for a second opinion? It's just the wound is quite unusual.
If it's one of them, yes.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? She will, on her gut instinct, ask Daniel to come take a look.
All right, Anna. Got my doctor's hat on. What's the problem?
So, the two of you notice that the wound, despite the blood of heroes and the access to healing, and in some cases magical healing, and the otherworldly nature of Anna, it is not healing. In fact, there are the Witcher drinks too much potion, black veins sort of spreading out from the wound. And Anna, this is probably going to hurt, but they are going to cut you open a little bit to kind of look inside. And that's when you guys would notice that the flesh is rotting at an accelerated pace. It's as if the lycanthropy curse is fighting it out with the curse that animates Anna, and no one's winning. And the battlefield, which is Anna, is being destroyed in the process.
Leeches!
Oh, she nods at you. She says, I think leeches could help, but we may have to cut out all of this tissue.
Why?
Well, whatever toxins cause the curse, they are interacting poorly with your body. You're deteriorating. But if we cut it out, it should be able to stop it from spreading. It will be painful, but no more painful than the things that you have already endured.
I like my way better.
What is your way? To drink the blood?
I had thought about it.
She leans in, she says, what if it puts an end to your condition? What if it thinks that the best thing it can do to restore you is to, I don't know, put you to rest?
Can I tell you a story, Irina?
Oh, you'd have to make it quick. We are at time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, then I can just hang it on till next week.
Oh, yeah. We'll end there with you about to tell her a story. Yeah, I will say this. I mean, it removes nearly any ailment or curse, right? Not the super big stuff, but it depends really what does lawful neutral / lawful good blood think is worth curing, right? Like, what does it think defaulting you to is the right thing to do? So we would have to see if you went through with it. But I guess we could find all that out next week. All right. So, I think you guys made some real progress in today's session. There's a lot of sharing, you know, like really opening up with each other. That's great. Sounds like you have a plan, a terrifying plan, but a plan nonetheless. So next week, it sounds like Tower, followed by, see if I remember this correctly, Dusk Elves, and then the longest road to Toslenka Pass. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Whew. Okay. Quick announcements. We played some Vampire last night, and I guess we're gonna play some Vampire next Saturday as well, which is unheard of, because we just sort of guerrilla schedule it around, you know, everyone's very busy schedules. If you are in any way curious about World of Darkness or how the D10 system works, or a game that somehow is interesting and fun without any fighting, that's what we've been up to. There've been a couple of fights. They were mostly bloodbaths though. So tune into that. There's also, starting on the 19th, going to be a mini West Marches mini series called Dragonbane. It's going to use the Dragonbane rule set, which is like old school, brutal, basic RPG, similar to like Call of Cthulhu, but with 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons flavor. So if you've ever wanted to feel even worse than you do in Curse of Strahd, this might be the game for you. If you love the idea of heroes being just broken piece by piece in an effort to make a very small difference in the world, it's a very low power, high risk style game. And so, yeah, that'll be starting on the 19th, and there's more information about it on the server. All right, anyone else have any announcements before we adjourn? Well, then, I hope everybody has a good Sunday, a good weekend, what's left of it, and we'll continue this next week.
It's running.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Later.